Lately, I've been obsessed with skincare. Now, if you listen to my first episode of the year of 2025, I talked about this, that my newfound passion, probably because of my age and my very quickly aging skin, I have been wanting to take deep dives on all things skincare because it is a crazy world out there when you start to get into it, and there's way too many things to choose from. And I wanted to get to the bottom of what is going to be best to support midlife skin for us women. So today's episode is extra exciting for me because we're diving into something I have been personally using and loving called GHKCU copper peptides. I first heard about today's guest, Debbi from Vitali Skincare, on my friend Nat Nidham's podcast over a year ago. It could have even been 2 years, I think. And then I heard another one actually last year because they've been on her show a few times. Their story and science behind GHKCU completely intrigued me. Fast forward, I started using their products last year, and let me tell you, wow. Like really, really wow. The difference in my skin has been so amazing. So naturally, I had to bring them on to share their knowledge with you, all of my beautiful, amazing listeners. Vitali Skincare was founded on the belief that our skin has a natural ability to heal and thrive when we give it the right support. Debbi and her husband Terry were personally inspired by the transformative power of natural skincare, specifically GHKCU, a peptide that naturally declines as we age, but plays a huge role in keeping our skin youthful, firm, and glowing. Their mission? To bridge the gap between holistic wellness and cutting edge skincare science using premium, naturally sourced ingredients that actually work. So, if you're curious about copper peptides, which I know many of you are, and how they can help rejuvenate your skin, reduce wrinkles, and support overall skin health, you're going to love today's conversation. So, warm welcome to my guest, Debbi.
Thank you, Karen. It's so good to be here. And your
So, I
skin looks
had,
great. Your
oh,
skin looks beautiful.
thank you. Like, I feel like I'm a walking advertisement for you.
You look beautiful.
I was actually telling somebody the other day that was asking me, like, are the things that you're using, like, have they really truly worked? And so I sat back and I really thought about it and I went through some pictures of the last couple of years because that's the beauty of doing podcasting and being on social media is you can look through the history and be like, okay, how much has actually my face really changed or my skin really changed? And I wrote her back and I was like, I can honestly say that my skin looks better now than it did 2 years ago,
When it
for
should be
sure.
declining. That's the beautiful thing
Yeah.
is you can see it looking better when it possibly could be looking worse
Yeah. Yeah.
or
And
over.
when I started to use your stuff, I used the cream that, so you have we'll get into all
The
the
body
things that you
cream,
have,
yeah.
but I used this body cream, you guys, of Vitali's, of Debbi's. And in the last couple of years, I developed like a melasma, skin damage marks all over my arms and chest. And they were really dark. And when was in the sun, of course, they went darker and it was even more
Mhm.
apparent. And I thought this was it. This was how my shoulders were going to look. It's how my chest was going to look. It's sun damage from all the sun that I've seen in my lifetime. Well, I started using the Vitali body cream.
Restorative body cream, right?
Yes, and I it lightened the marks. I couldn't believe I actually had to ask Debbi. I had to ask her. I emailed her
Right.
and I said, "Could this be happening? Am I seeing this right?" And I went back on my old pictures and even from last year, and I was like, 100%, this has changed. You can't even see it. So I wore a shirt that
Oh,
showed
beautiful.
my
Yeah.
shoulders. Can you see any brown marks?
No,
No.
no.
So pretty amazing. So, anyways, there's my testimonial for you
I
right off
love
the
it.
bat,
I
Debbi.
love it. I love it. The
But
body
I want to
cream, I
hear
have
your story.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, I I got into this business. I am not a scientist, or that'll quickly be obvious, biochemist, although that's where I've spent the last 4 years. I came out of retirement at 64, almost 65, when I
Wow.
discovered GHKCU, and it was through Suzanne Ferry, who is an amazing speaker, physician. She has a book on peptides. And she had already introduced me to several peptides. Let's see, I'm trying to think of the one. Tesamorelin, different peptides,
Right.
all for different areas of concern when you're in your mid 60s.
Yeah.
And one day I was in her office and I said, okay, I've just got to know, what do you recommend for crepey skin? Because I had crepey skin on my arms. I
Me
played tennis,
too.
was playing tennis regularly, and that crepiness, it really bothered me. And she said, well, I can tell you what I use. And I'm like, I thought this was going to be some Neiman Marcus trip or something, you know? And she said, GHKCU. I can order it from the compound pharmacy. So that's how I started. And it was a foam, and it was not
Oh.
the most luxurious, product, but I tried it for a month and I actually could start my skin. It more starts with how it feels. I could feel some difference. It felt softer. And then by the second end of the second month, I was like, okay, there is something to this. And Terry, my husband, who actually helped really start the business, was like, this is really working. Can I use it also? But it was really expensive from the compound pharmacy. And we started thinking, but what if it, was like in a serum instead of a foam? And what if it, had hyaluronic acid and all? We started dreaming about what could really be formulated to make it a beautiful experience as
Hmm.
opposed to just a medical feel. And so within 8 months, we had organic chemists working with us, and we launched our company. And now, 4 years later, we're in, I think, about 18 countries, and we just have so many wonderful, wonderful users that have helped us really make the product better, because they write us and say, like, the body cream was really a client in California said, I love this moisturizer, but I cannot use it on my body. I need bigger, I need a
Yeah,
bigger
yeah,
product. And do you have something? And so, of course, we thought that does make sense. And so it's a bigger, it's a big
it's a little, yeah, it's a tub.
it's a big tub, and blue, beautiful blue, rich but not oily. That's one of the beautiful things about it. And so, with that input, we developed it, and it's one of our best-selling products. In fact, we have men who love the body cream, weightlifters, etc. I have one guy who orders two every month. I mean, just subscription of the body cream. And it's
Wow.
so much fun to see that. But the reason we started this, I saw something that worked that I had never heard of copper peptides at 64, and had spent a fortune on these, creams and lotions, and as we call them, potions. And, some of them a little, maybe they would hydrate your skin a little, but no real significant change. GHKCU was different. There was a change. And so I wanted to share it, and I started sharing it with neighbors, and people were on my door. Have you got another sample of that? And that's really how we launched the business, was just wanting to share this great peptide with natural and organic ingredients with others.
Wow. And what
So
did you do before, like before you retired? What
I
did you do?
ran, yes, I was with a direct marketing agency, was president of an agency for 37 years,
Okay.
retired at 62 to help with my granddaughters, which was such a blessing. But then by 65, I was back to it, and they're in their little schools now. And so that was a short-lived retirement, but it's because I was passionate.
Yeah.
This was not planned. It's just people need to know about this, and I want to help them have this, just like your product that you
Yeah.
were sharing with me. You
Yeah.
want to share that when you have something good.
Oh,
So that's
absolutely.
how we got started.
It is so exciting. Can you explain? So when we say GHKCU, so it's a peptide, it's a
Yes.
bioregulator peptide, if
Yes, it
if
is.
I
It is
remember correctly.
correct.
So
Four
that
amino
means, so
acids.
bioregulator is less than five
It's
amino acid
smaller,
chains?
yeah, 2 to 20.
Okay, 2
And
to 20.
it's smaller, and of course, it gets in there and impacts your DNA. I mean, that's what a bioregulator does. And
Okay.
this beautiful peptide has been proven to, go up and down and change your gene expression, either positive or negative, but all for positive health. And it's just amazing when you study what it can do. I mean, it helps with so many healing. Wound healing was how it was discovered. It was discovered in 70, I think it's 73. And they were doing a study on wound healing, and they applied the plasma with younger cells to the liver of an older liver, and discovered that it made that liver start, the cells in that plasma start acting younger. And all of a
Mm.
sudden, they realized, as in the study, that it was the GHKCU, which is in all our plasma, that made that difference. So, through the next few decades, it has been used over and over and continues to be discovered to help heal, make younger. To quote Suzanne Ferry, who is my mentor in this, she says it goes into your fibroblast and tells your skin cells act younger.
Wow.
And that's the simple way that I think about it does that. And when you realize that at 20 you have GHK, I look at my little granddaughter's beautiful faces and I think, oh, you were just loaded with this stuff. But from age 20 to 60, it declines by over 60%. So
Okay.
what's so beautiful is that there are products, both topical, people inject it, but people can apply it directly to wounds, to their face, to their skin, their elbows, wherever, and it actually supplements the GHK that you've lost, and you will see the results if you're diligent with it. It's
Hmm.
not put on and your face puffs up the first time you use it. It's,
Yeah.
a consistent routine, and people see results. I mean, you can look at our website and just see the reviews. And it's such a rewarding thing for people, to share that with you, how it's helped
Hmm.
scars. And after my husband had a horrible Mohs surgery and it looked like a Frankenstein, vertical scar. And we were like, I don't know about this. And we applied the serum, the 3% med grade serum. He applied it twice a day at least, maybe more, along with our oils. And I mean, you can't even tell. And this is right on the front of his face.
Well, I'll tell you a story. My husband, at the end of last year, got a puck to the face when he was playing hockey. He wasn't wearing a face shield, and the puck split his lip open so badly. It was so swollen. And so I remember hearing this, you guys talk about this on Nat's podcast about how it can be used for scar tissue and,
Yes.
help with healing. And I had used it a few times for post Botox. So I
Yes.
do Botox in my forehead, and whenever I do it, I get lumps, and it's really, really sore for at least a week afterwards, after the injection. I don't know why. Well, now I've been putting the serum on the bumps, and within 2 days, it's gone, and the swelling's gone. So when my husband had this happen to him, I said, you got to start using this copper serum. Do it twice a day. And he should have had, I mean, he had stitches. It was so ugly. It, days. It was crazy how fast it healed. And you can't see it anymore. You can't, there's no
That is
scar,
beautiful.
nothing.
It's perfect for post procedure. Like after, people have procedures like laser, microneedling, it is perfect because that's where, it's for wounds. I mean, it goes in your body, your GHKCU goes in to the wounds to heal. And so this just goes, you can apply it directly to the place. And I've seen it work. I had a horrible scar from when I was a child that I had everything in the world I had been doing, and it's the first thing that faded the scar.
Mm.
Again, consistent use. I want to say that it's a
Yeah.
consistent, it goes into your stem cells and works. It's not, just a magic.
Yeah.
Although if you use it consistently, it feels like magic.
Yeah. Right. And anything that you do use on the face that plumps or changes it instantly, that's not real.
That's correct.
They've got something in there making it do that just temporarily, which usually isn't actually very good for your skin. So
That is
I
correct.
think that that's something that's to keep in mind, everybody. Uh, so
And
it's
I
something
think
that
that's,
we,
no, excuse me. I just want to say I think that's so important because you said that a little bit earlier when we were speaking. There's
yeah.
so many products out there that have some good ingredients, but then they will have harmful ingredients that can do more harm than what you're trying to do with the good ingredients. So I think
Yeah.
it is so important to be careful about that. And that was again part of what we wanted to do with these products.
And it's the reason why I went on such a mission, and I'm still on it, is about skincare because there's so much garbage out there and there's so many things that don't work and that are really expensive. Like skincare at this age is not a cheap thing. And so
No.
you want to, if you're going to spend the money, you want to spend it on something that actually works. And I'm in a position, which I'm super grateful for. I get people sending me stuff constantly to try. I have had I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars worth of skincare stuff that I have had sent to me. And I would say 90% of it, I won't, I've tried and I was like, nope, not using that on my face anymore.
Right.
And this was like, no. And so I've got it down to a select couple of companies now where I'm like, okay, this is the quality skincare that if you're going to spend your money on, this is where to spend it. Now let's go back to the mechanisms of action that this work, because this is what's so fascinating to me, because it's not just a plumping. We're getting to a different level, which I would say most skincare ingredients, they don't do what copper's doing. And it's something that we're already producing in our body. But like you said, it starts to go down. The levels go down with
Yeah.
age, which is part of the whole aging process and why we start getting wrinkles and we start losing collagen. So what is it? So you put it on your face. How much of it goes systemically and is working on a systemic level versus a superficial level?
Well, the beauty of topical is you can put it exactly where it's needed. It does. I'll tell you, Dr. Peri helped answer that because she has patients who use it topically that say they have seen it help with pain in other places. So
Oh,
there are, instances of that. But it goes down deep into the epidermis and then it goes into the fibroblast. And, it actually, really works at that level as opposed to staying on the top of your skin. In fact, the serum, when you use it, you can just feel it absorb. Well,
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
absorbs,
gone. Yep.
it doesn't
Just
sit on top of your face like so many products do.
yeah,
Um, so like I said, it
it's
goes in there. It says
penetrating.
act younger. And I mean, how it works, it builds collagen and elastin, which are the two things. There's many things that decline.
Yeah.
So many decline. But those, as far as your skin, from menopause that women have a significant decline in collagen up until, premenopause, just a few percentages, but during the 5 years of menopause, it's like 30% of the collagen declines. So that's one of the primary, as far as skin, one of the primary things that GHKCU does is replenish collagen and elastin, which are, two things that you need at that time. The
Mhm.
estrogen, and I know you can talk more about this, but estrogen actually helps support collagen. But as your estrogen declines, so does your collagen, and then your face thins.
Yeah.
You get the thinner face because you need protection. One of the other things that the GHKCU does is it protects your skin from free radicals and
Oh,
oxidative stress. It protects it. So it just works in so many ways to really bring back some of what you lost.
yeah. Ideally, when would a person start using it topically?
Well, if I had it to do over again, I
Yeah.
would definitely in my 30s.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
four daughters and they're all using it.
Yeah.
And of course, I say, do not forget your hands because you can be so careful with your face, but your hands show your age. And so I encourage everyone to use your skincare products on, in addition to sunscreen, on your hands, because that really can show up because you're out in the elements and you sometimes forget we work on our face and maybe not our hands. But I'm all the time. I say, did you put on the serum and, sunscreen on your hands?
And talking about sun, is it not a good idea to put copper on and then go in the sun?
It's fine. I
Oh, it's
it,
fine.
it's well,
Okay.
I absolutely, and I learned this from Dr. Peri. In fact, I have I don't necessarily agree with this, but I have customers who go south and they say early in the morning, at least, they go out only with their serum and they feel protected. You need protection in addition to that, but it actually protects from UV damage. So that's another beautiful thing about it. It actually offers protection, but again,
Wow.
not like a sunscreen. You need that on
Yeah.
top. But there's not any harm of using copper in the sun, not
Wow.
copper
Okay. Good to
peptides.
know. And there's obviously anti-inflammatory because you can
Absolutely.
use injectable GHKCU for inflammation and injury. So
Absolutely.
topical, it's working the same way, hence why it helps with my Botox injuries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It does. And it also increases blood flow. That's one of the other beautiful things. It increases blood flow and it, helps replace the damaged skin cells. It pushes it out and then builds new skin cells. So it's just it's a beautiful peptide, beautiful blue
It is.
peptide.
Do you have people that use it with an injection as well? Like, so they're using it
Yes.
topical as well as, so that's not
Yes.
overdoing it?
If you have too much copper, the research says you will see that in the milieu of your fingernail. It will turn blue. As long as your fingernails
Are not
look
blue.
normal, they're not
Yeah.
blue, you should be okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then because there's like a copper estrogen thing too, where they if you have estrogen dominance, then you could have too much copper as well, or if too much
Right?
copper can lead to estrogen dominance. They have this relationship together. Now, women in menopause, if we're talking about us, we're already too deficient in estrogen, so I don't think we need to worry about that. But I do think that more people are copper deficient than they're not, right? And I
I
think
would
a
think
lot of
so
people are
too.
a little bit afraid, I think, of the injectable copper, thinking it's that, oh, we're all copper toxic. And because you'll hear practitioners talking about copper toxicity. But in the actual reality, I've had many patients check their copper levels, and it's almost always a
Low.
deficiency.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I have
it
had no
helps with,
one show any of the signs, and I share that because I do get that question, and that's a good
yeah.
question. And that is the way to, if you see that blue in
Okay.
the view of your fingernail,
Then that's too much copper.
too
All
much copper.
right. I'm going to be watching my fingernails. I don't take it injectable yet. I've just been doing your guys' stuff because I thought, well, that might be overdoing it. But our mutual friend Jessica, who works for me,
Yes.
she's been doing injectable and using the serum, and she's had amazing results. She's had a lot of
Oh,
problems
okay.
with skin and hair for the last couple of years, and so she's just swearing by the combination. And so it made me think, oh, maybe I should do an injectable form with it, but because it's also good for hair loss.
Yes. Yes. It is. It actually enhances the health of the follicle.
Okay.
And a lot of men use it for, they use it with microneedling or punch, the little punch or the microinfusion.
Yeah.
And my husband has been experimenting with it for the last 2 years, and he definitely has more hair from using the GHKCU. Uh, putting
There we
using the little
go.
micro infuser and
Yeah.
punching it into his scalp.
That sounds terrible.
I know, I know it does.
Just punching it into his scalp.
Punching it in.
Now, is there ever a fear that using copper on your face will cause hair growth on the face?
I've had that question. I had that question a couple
I've
of
had people ask me that.
ago, and that is not a problem. In fact, Dr. Faree, I involve her when it's a question like that. It actually can help suppress it. It actually enhances the copper. I mean, I'm sorry, the follicles where you need hair.
Okay.
But I think it suppresses the DHT. I don't want to say this wrong because I did answer this question.
Ooh.
And the answer was that it does not enhance hair growth on your face. And I've been using it for years and
Yeah,
I
you
have
would have
not
a
seen,
beard.
I would have a beard.
Same with
And I
me.
use it. I use it. I mean, I
Me
use it
too.
twice a day. I never miss.
Yeah, that's the thing is I would see it on my face if I was getting hair growth at this point because I've used it now consistently since mid last year. So I definitely think,
You would see that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Somebody
Absolutely.
actually, yeah, somebody asked me that and she was like, I've heard that you can grow your hair on your face if you use it. And I was like, I don't think that's true.
No, I have not. I have not seen that. And the question did not come from someone who experienced it. They were
Yeah.
just wanted to know because they loved the product and they had hair removal, some hair removal. And I'm trying to think if it was laser hair removal, I think they had.
Mm,
And she said, "Oh, I just want to be sure this isn't going to cause my hair to, grow back a lot heavier." And I told her, I checked with Dr. Peri just to be sure I was answering properly. And she said, "Oh, good, because I love the product." So have not had anyone say that was an issue.
okay. Now, what about combining copper with other skincare ingredients,
Mhm.
things like retinol, like
A
or
good,
vitamin C? Because I know that there's a lot of things that you can or shouldn't put together. I don't know why,
that's
but
right.
I've heard that a few times. So, what are the things that we should not be combining, and what are the
Absolutely.
things we
Good
should be
question.
combining with it?
Vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid, is which is the one most people use, is very unstable. It's an unstable molecule. And so it's not that it will hurt your skin to layer it, it's just it will not be effective. So what I tell people is either use your vitamin C in the morning, which is traditionally when people use that, and use your serum and moisturizer, etc., at night. Or I have a lot of people who love the serum so much that they will wait. They will apply the vitamin C and wait 15 minutes to let it totally absorb. And then they'll put the serum and the moisturizer on. So you
Mm,
can do one of two things, but just to layer it together, it will make your vitamin C not effective. So you don't want to do
okay.
that. You don't want to waste
Okay.
that. Retinol, you can use it, but it's recommended. Again, it's the similar thing, either at night, retinol or retin A, people use primarily at night.
Mhm.
And so I recommend you use your retin A one night and then the next night your copper, or either separate it. Like there'll be people that they'll say, and I'm not as diligent to do this, and I love the copper peptide, and I use bakuchiol oil, which is our product that's the alternative to retinol. And I don't have a problem layering those. But there's people that'll come home and put on the retinol, and then they'll add the copper 2 or 3 hours later. I'm not diligent enough to do that, but there are people who do. So you do not need to layer it at this point.
Okay.
It's not a good thing.
What about, I've heard you talk about squalene oil, and actually I
Yes.
heard you talk about it and I ran out and I bought
Oh, it's
it. Just
wonderful.
by itself. I just went out and got it because I heard you talk about it and I was like, oh, I got to add this to my skincare regime. But you actually have it in your product.
We have two. We have it in two different oils. And I used to be so afraid because I have a very sensitive skin and I'm so prone to break out. And I'd studied about squalane and I thought, this sounds so good, but I'm afraid to put it on my face.
Yeah, because it's an
But
oil.
because it's an oil, but it's made from olive, not shark's liver, which there is squalene, Lene, not squalane, made from olive. And it is wonderful on your skin. I use it every day as a primer before my tinted moisturizer or before sunscreen. It does not cause breakouts. It actually protects. It's most like the sebum in your skin. It is,
Okay.
most like that. And if you used it, you had to love how it felt on your skin.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
greasy. It's just this, it's
Very
a
light.
light oil. And what I love and what I first started using it for is I heard that it helps the absorption of the copper peptides. So I'm thinking, okay, so
Oh,
I always like to have it on top. I use it the last part of my regimen. And it is
Okay.
also, that was a good question. It is in our bakuchiol oil. And bakuchiol is it is an oil made from the babchi plant. It's been around for thousands of years in healing, and it has been just discovered in the last few decades, couple of decades, that it works similar to retinol. It's not as strong as retin A, but it works similarly, more like retinol, in that it helps promote cellular turnover, which of
Okay.
course we need to have our products work better. We need to keep, move. And again, as we age, that slows down. Cellular turnover slows down. So we decided it made sense. We have so many customers that have sensitive skin, so many people, and I think retinol is a wonderful, or retin A, great product, but many people can't use it or can't
Mhm.
tolerate it. Some people can tolerate it using the squalene oil with it, or they can use bakuchiol oil, which is our product, which is an oil that is combined with squalene and a vitamin E. It's one product, and it's
And
great.
that can be used with the copper,
Yes,
like all at once? Yeah.
yes,
Okay. Okay.
yes.
Unlike the retinol.
I
Okay.
always let my serum absorb. Just,
Which doesn't take long.
it doesn't take long, and then I add the bakuchiol on top of it. Absolutely. And
Okay.
it helps that skin, just helps with that cellular turnover. And it helps the tone. It helps with the tone of your skin. Again, similar to retinol.
Right. So then that would make sense then because if I use my retinol maybe 3 times a week
Mhm.
and not use the copper peptide that night on those nights, which is what I've been
Right?
doing. And then
That's
use the
good.
copper peptide with the bakuchiol oil so I can still get the cellular
Yes.
turnover
Yes.
and combine that with the serum. Okay, got it.
Yes. And
Okay.
I tell people, if because I understand the passion to use retinol or retin A, but they say it does, I go through seasons where it really does get red and blocked. They can use the bakuchiol with it. So it just enhances
Okay.
it, but bakuchiol can calm it down. So
Right.
people can
Yes.
use them together.
That's a
You
good
might try
idea.
that. You might try that.
Yes. Because it does, I had read that it's nice to put some sort of a moisturizer with your retinol
Yes.
because so it's not so harsh on the skin. And so I
Either
didn't think to mix it with
the
that.
Yeah, the
Interesting.
squalene or the bakuchiol with squalene, either one.
And interesting, squalene oil is a really great and safe lubricant.
Okay.
I just read that. I just read it because because I
I
was
need to
listening to
add
this
that to
woman
my next
talk.
blog.
There we go. Because I was listening to this woman talk about how she says like, and this is Susan Bratton. I don't know if you know her. She's amazing. She's a sexpert. I just interviewed her. She's fabulous. Anyway, she's always like, oh, I use nut oils for lubrication. She said, because all lubricants have toxic ingredients in them.
Yes.
And she said, so I just use, almond oil, and she was talking about different oils and stuff like that. And I didn't have what she was talking about. So then I was like, I wonder if squalene oil would be a good one. And sure enough, I looked it up and it's like,
Yes,
yes, because like you said, it's very close to
the sebum.
the
Your
sebum.
sebum. It's very close to our sebum. So it just goes. It's wonderful for hair also. I actually put just a couple of drops. You don't want to overdo, but it is wonderful to just run through your hair when you blow dry. It's great. It has so many uses. Men love to use it after shaving. It's wonderful to put on your skin. Just it is. Uh, I was afraid of oil, but no longer. I found an oil that I
Yeah,
can.
no, it doesn't I don't break out at all with it. No, never have. And then also the brown algae, is it called?
Yes, brown algae
That's
is,
different than those other two things then.
yes, it
Okay.
is. That is in our serum. It's in the serum, the moisturizer, and it's not in the eye cream, and the body cream. And
Okay.
it's a wonderful antioxidant, wonderful antioxidant. And what I love to think about is you think brown algae out in the ocean, how it is built the ability to protect itself from being in the elements, the
Okay.
sun and the sea. And it brings that into the product. So it really protects your skin. And that's why I try to find natural organic, where possible, things that were active, but a natural active. And the brown algae is a wonderful ingredient.
And so did you you did your own research where you've picked out these very specific things because it's not like you have a whole bunch of different stuff thrown into your products. They're
No, no,
minimal.
there's minimal. The serum
And you've
has,
chosen these very particular ingredients
that is
for
correct.
obviously for a reason because you did your research on this. And is this like this is what you found in the research to just
Yes.
be
Yes.
really great for skin?
Yes, in fact, a perfect example in the body cream. I wished I had one open. The body cream has hyaluronic acid, which, of course, for moisture, shea butter, it has vitamin B, vitamin E, but it has rosemary oil. And one of the reasons in my research, I found that rosemary oil has been proven to help with the appearance of cellulite because it enhances circulation. So I said, we got to have some of that. So it's one of the first ingredients, in the product. I mean, I'm thinking GHK and rosemary oil, shea butter, aloe. It's just got some beautiful ingredients. And I'm real proud of that because I
Yeah,
enjoy, I love every night, I put it on my skin and
same.
think of the other people that are using the product. And it's just very gratifying because I know how wonderful it feels.
Yeah, I use it after I have a sauna at nighttime where all
It's
my
perfect.
pores are nice and open, and then you have a nice scrub in the shower, get all the toxins off, and then I put
That's
that
right.
on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
How does it go with red light therapy? Is there any photobiomodulation effects with copper? Is it safe to use with red light? Because I've been avoiding using my red light
No, it's
box when I
safe.
have it on.
It
Okay.
is safe. It is safe. And actually, you can have enhanced results by combining them.
Okay, that's
Uh,
what I wanted to know.
Absolutely.
That makes me really
There's not,
happy.
it is such an easy to use product or peptide because it does, it is naturally occurring and it works. There's things that aren't best, like the retinol, as we talked about, that are not perfect with it. But overall, it really is easy to use. And that was that. I don't have time, and I've had so many people. I can't use 20 products. I can't have and that's why we have right now 8. We have 2 more coming, but it's pretty simple. We have a cleanser with lactic acid that helps remove the dead skin cells, which we need exfoliation. So that's a simple once a day. You do that. It's a 5%, so it's not too harsh. And then we have, of course, the serum and then the moisturizer with the hyaluronic acid to help, really draw the moisture to the skin and protect your skin. And then the eye cream, which has peptides like dipeptide 2 that helps with the helps dark circles and puffiness. It increases circulation. So we have the eye cream and then the 2 oils and the body cream. And that's it. So, it's great to fit in with a lot of people that already have a skincare particular product they love, like what you were telling me about your,
My
estrogen.
bias face cream, yeah,
And
it goes really
I'm
well with it.
excited. I'm
Yeah,
excited, but it goes so well with other products.
yeah,
So it's an easy to
it
use.
layers nicely.
It does.
And so let's talk about the percentage that is
Yeah.
needed really in these formulations, like because you'll see copper people saying, "Oh, we've got copper in this," and there's even like an ordinary product that I now know we should not be buying ordinary. That there's I can't remember what I heard. It was something like they get away with saying what's in their products like for the strength of whatever the ingredients is not actually true or
You can
something. I
tell
don't know.
by
I
the
just
color. That is a great question. You can
yeah.
tell by the color if you look and you've used it.
Yours the only one that has that
See how
color.
blue, can you see that?
Yes.
Blue? I can't waste it.
Don't,
It
I
is
was gonna say
dark,
don't
dark
waste it.
blue. The serum, we have 2 serums. We have one that is 2%, which is above, it's double. what you see in the market. And like if you go into Sephora, there in fact,
Yes.
you go online and I'm looking, I'm like, I
I can't
cannot
find
believe
any.
all these copper peptides, and I can't believe some of them are so cheap. Like there's no way. I know I paid more for my peptide than they're selling this product for.
Yes.
It's crazy. But then I look at the color, or they could, I've heard, actually apply blue color
Yep.
uh, to it. And ours absolutely no color in ours. It is
Yeah.
the real thing. We have the three, and then we have what we call a medical grade 3%, which is a stronger peptide, uh, stronger concentration of the peptide. And a lot of people like to use that, especially after procedures, when you have a burn or, something particular. I use it every day, but a lot of times we tell people start with the 2%. Again, it's still double or more than what you see out, in the department stores or where you find that online. And then our other products have 1% because you layer them. So the eye cream and the moisturizer add another 1%, if you will. So if you're putting
Okay.
all the products, you're getting quite a bit of copper peptide.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you guys see the color of their product, it is a very beautiful, rich kind of
Blue.
violet color, almost like a bluey purple. And you will not find that. Like
No,
you,
it's
that's how you know if you're getting a good product is go and look at if they say that it's a copper serum, look at the color. And I can
it's
almost
really
guarantee
real.
it's going to be clear.
Yeah, it's
And that's
clear.
not.
And the other thing that's really important to us in skincare, we have no fragrance in our skincare
Oh,
because
thank you. I
fragrance,
know. I can't
well,
believe
and in
people
the,
put fragrance in their
well,
facial products. Ugh.
some really, I know another really good copper peptide out there, but it has fragrance and it's sticky. And fragrance in the US can be anything. In the EU, you have to identify when you use fragrance, perfume, you have to
Mhm.
tell, more about it. But here, fragrance can be anything. And so I was, we're like, we are not having any fragrance in these products. They're, benign. You can add your whatever fragrance you want to, that
Yep.
you like or prefer, but there's no fragrance
It's
to,
always a hard no. If I have, and I've had that sent to me many times of some product that they've scented, and I'm like, why would you scent a product that's going right underneath your eyes, makes your eyes water, it stinks. It's like, no. And then then it's toxic and it's
yes,
going to be toxic to your skin
chances
because it
are.
has synthetic fragrances in it.
I know it's like it's I work so hard to buy garbage liners that do not have fragrance. That's the worst thing in the
Same.
world. I've bought them by mistake and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
who would
I
want
know.
this fragrance with their trash?
And that's just it, is you want to find, ladies, it's really important what you're putting on your skin because we talk a lot about hormones on this podcast. These are hormone disrupting chemicals. So if you're putting that on your skin every day, you got your body cream from your local drugstore or whatever, know that that is toxic. If there is a scent to it that is not an essential oil,
Right. Identified
it
either.
it is
Right.
going to, yeah, is going to be a hormone disruptor, and that's going to have xenoestrogens in it, which will dock onto that hormone receptor and act like a dirty little hormone. It's not like our own
Right.
hormones. It does not act like our own. It is stronger and it's more and it's dirty and it's toxic. And so you don't want that. Don't be
No.
putting that stuff on your skin.
Right.
Don't be going out and buying oil of Olay and these mainstream horrible products that will age your skin more than if you didn't use it,
Right.
even though it's telling you that it's an anti-aging cream. So just please, we have to be very careful about what we're putting on our skin at all
That's right.
times. And you tell your
That's right.
daughters this, the same thing. I give my daughter shit all the time because I'll go in there and she went and bought some product from Sephora. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? It's got
Oh,
perfume in it. Stop it. And actually, I had her use your copper stuff too because she was getting flaky skin. I was like, use this. And sure enough, got rid of it.
oh, good. And the oil too. I mean, my granddaughter has terrible eczema, and one of the few things, I mean, she won't let anybody put anything on because I mean, it's really bad. And that squalene oil, she just loves
Oh,
it. I mean, she has her own little bottle that she keeps because it calms it down.
wow. And so for a skincare regime using your products, like how would that look? Just so people have an idea of
Certainly.
what's ideal. Like let's say somebody's just like, money's not a
Sure.
problem. I want
Right.
to buy whatever I can. Tell us how you would use the products and in what order. And then also, then on the flip side of that, I want you to tell us if somebody's on a budget and they just
Sure.
need like they
Absolutely.
want the what's going to be the most effective, they get to
Right.
buy one thing from you, what's it going to be,
That's a
which I think
fair
I know,
question.
but
I think yes, that's a fair question. Well, as far as cleansing, I believe people over cleanse, and especially as we get older, our skin thins out and it becomes more, it's drier. So I use micellar water in the morning. I love that. Get up, use that, clean my face after I work
what
out.
is it?
Micellar water, you buy it from it's French. It was discovered in Paris because the water was so bad. And
Okay.
there's one I love Bioderma. It's the one that I love. And it just pulls off the dirt, cleans off any dirt, but it does not dry your skin. It's a special water.
Okay.
That's what I use in the morning. And then once a day, I use the lactic acid exfoliator. It's not a harsh one, and it just helps keep those dead skin cells away so that the copper peptides can do their job. So that would be at night. But in the morning, I, cleanse with the micellar water. Then I put on the serum, let it absorb, then put on the eye cream just with the ring finger. Use the ring finger because it's the most, lightest touch. And put underneath and on your brows because it does enhance hair growth on where there are follicles there in your eyebrows. And then I put on the moisturizer. And then in the morning, I use the hydration boost always before putting on tinted sunscreen. And that's kind of the routine. At night, I will use this, as I said, I cleanse, use the serum, the bakuchiol oil at night, and then I add the moisturizer. And sometimes what's so great is if my skin feels really hydrated, I may not use it. If I put the bakuchiol and it feels like, okay, you're hydrated, I'll just go and then add the eye cream. So
Okay.
that's another beautiful thing. You can add the hydration boost when you feel like you're a little bit drier or not. And that's it. If
Is
there,
is
yeah,
the sorry, is the eye cream the same as the eyelash?
it is
Uh,
the same. It
okay.
enhances yes. So
Okay.
you take it and you do not put it on your eyelashes. This is a really good question we have on our website. But
Yeah.
with your ring finger, you just put it underneath. And then, with the heat, your skin is warm. It will go up to the line, up to the light
Okay.
lash line.
Can
And
we put it right on the eyelid or no?
well, I do, but I mean, it's pea size and I just touch it, but I do not get it in my eye. I mean,
No.
if you're not going to be careful with it, it's not a good idea. But if you're careful
I
with
did
it,
use it too much once and I got it in my eye.
you don't want to get it in your eye. I mean, I've done
Okay.
that too, and it did not cause any harm, but it's just not good to put products like that in your eyes.
I always put it on my eyebrows and
Yes.
it did fill in the like so I had like the whole
You had
three
asked me about,
quarter. And
yes,
yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure my eyebrow filled in at the, I've never had eyebrow down here and now I do.
it
So it's
does.
come in a little bit on the bottom. So
Where your follicles
definitely
are.
working on the
Yes.
eyebrows for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
that's the same as that. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. So now what's the budget thing?
The
One or
budget
two
is,
products.
yeah, to use the serum. The
Okay.
serum has the highest percentage of copper peptide. And again, it goes with so many others. So if you have a favorite moisturizer that you just can't live without, use the serum and add, like you do, the serum works with the moisturizer you have in other people. Um, so that would be the one product that has the highest concentration of the GHKCU copper peptide that would help really restore the health. I call it the health and beauty of your skin. I think that's the important is we're
Yeah.
working toward the health of your skin and then it will be you'll have beautiful results.
And I do find, Debbie, that a little goes a long way, which is really nice. Because when you're spending money on a nice product and when you don't have a lot of money to spend, then it's nice that if you know that, okay, I'm going to buy this bottle, I'm going to spend the money, but it's going to last me several months,
Yes.
right? So
Yep.
if you used
Agree.
it once a day underneath your cream, that serum, you're going to notice the difference with that, with even just once a day use, because it's concentrated and that's going to like you one little squirt and that's enough to get the whole face. And then I'll
Right.
do a second squirt if I want to
But
get
I
my
was going
neck
to
and
say,
chest.
yes, yes,
Which
you
we
want
know,
to.
all of us women, we're all like, oh, the neck skin. Oh, it's the
And
worst,
then
right?
any that's left, rub on your
I
hands.
rub it on my hands.
Rub.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me they could see where they rubbed it on this particular place on their hand. They said, I
Yeah.
can see the difference in this hand because this is the hand I put it on.
Well, I
So,
was using my little tub of body cream very sparingly, and I was just doing it on my arms. And I was, because I heard you talk about the crepey skin thing, and I started getting crepey skin. So I'm like, I'm going to use this on my arms. Now that I've seen what it's done for the melasma and the sun damage, now I've started to put it more on the back of my shoulders because I have melasma still and some marks on the back of my shoulders. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm going to start hitting this area to get rid of that.
it feels wonderful on your skin. I use it on the bottom of my feet. It feels
Do you?
wonderful.
Yeah.
And my mother, she's 94. She loves the body cream because her ankles swell and because it helps with circulation. She tells me, she says, my ankles feel better. They're more comfortable. They're not as swollen after I use the body cream. Now, again,
Wow.
that's my mother who, she uses several of the products. In fact, I think she uses all of them. But boy, she loves that body cream.
I do too. You can tell her. I agree. I think the body cream's magic. But what do you have coming down the pipeline? You said you've got two more things that you're producing right now?
We're working on a leave-on lactic acid, 10% lactic that really I've been using it for about 6 months and we're close with it. That will really help exfoliate. So you would not use anything else the night you use that. I mean, you put that lactic acid, and the next morning, I mean, you can really feel a difference, and it helps get rid of a lot. It's stronger than our cleanser, and it's only a twice a week, once to twice a week use. And then I can't tell what the other one, but it's really exciting. But we have another serum that will include GHKCU because I love GHKCU, but it will bring it to a new level, let's just say. And
Oh, top secret.
so, yes, it's top. Well, we hope to have this released in the fall. So I don't want to jinx it, but I'm very excited because I've been working with that, and it's like I thought GHK was so great, but this adds, it enhances it. It enhances it.
Right, right. I know. I see. I always blab what I've got coming down the pipeline, and I should probably take some advice from you on that, and not because I say all these things. I'm like, I've got this coming, and I've got that coming, and then something will hold it up, and then I get like a bazillion messages in my inbox going, "Is that? Did you make that yet? Do you have
I
it?"
know, I know.
But
I,
it's exciting.
it's not fast enough, but I want it to be as close to perfect as possible. So we're getting there.
Wow. And so I heard something about a copper peptide eye mask. Is that like you were having like it was infused with
Oh, a copper.
copper?
Yes, that is actually from Canada, from
Oh, okay.
yes, from Envy Pillow. And we did have that for Mother's Day last year. I
Oh,
use it.
that's
It's a
what it
copper
was.
infused eye mask that is, it really does protect your face. It's larger. I always tell people this is not just this little eye mask. I mean, it's a large, beautiful silk. It's made with silk eye mask, copper infused. And
Wow.
it's really good to, keep your skin, when you sleep. I mean, one of the reasons I love their pillows, they were designed so you wouldn't crunch up your face. So I'd love to give them a promo. They're in Canada, Envy Pillow,
Envy pillow.
started by two nurses. And
Oh, I've
they have
seen
great,
that. Okay.
yeah, they
Yep.
have great products. And I have their pillow that, when you turn, you don't squinch your face up. So it's great
Right.
if you're on your side or your back.
Oh my God, it's
We
so
got to
funny.
do all, we got
You
to
just
be,
drown yourself in copper, don't
I
you? You're like
do.
me with hormones. I drown myself in the hormones. All
It's
things
been good to
hormones.
me. It's been good to me. So I
Yeah,
need to
and when
keep that.
when you find something that I'm the same way. It's like you find something that's fantastic, and I love hearing the stories because people like yourself, people like me, where we're just these little we're nobody really in the sense of
Totally
like we're
nobody.
not we're not olive oil you know what I'm talking olive of Olay, oil of Olay or L'Oreal or
Right.
these big massive companies like we're just us in our houses going, oh, I love this, what this has done for me. I need to share it with other women and the world.
That's
And
it.
it's like, and we have so much more passion behind it, and it's
That's right.
personalized. And it's like, we wouldn't be doing this if
Not
we
at
didn't
all.
see results. You were retired. This has
I was
pulled you out of
finished.
retirement.
I was finished. No, I wasn't.
Which is great. There's no product like it on the market, and I just think it's fabulous. So
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. And we've got, of course, a coupon code for everybody, so you
Yes.
guys can get 20% off your
Right.
Vitaly products, however much you decide to buy.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, and it's
And that
KM20.
is AM20. Yes, I have that there.
And I'll link to it in the show notes so it's easily accessible, but it's always in my shop as well. So if you ever lose that code and you can't remember, I do link to it in my shop. So you can go in there and it's under Karen Loves because it's one of the products I love and that I endorse because
Made my
it
day.
works.
Thank
It's amazing. So I
you
appreciate
so
it. And I'm
much.
so glad that I finally got you on the show because, like I said, from the
Absolutely.
time I heard you so long ago, I wanted you on the show. And at that time, you actually didn't have it in Canada. And so I couldn't buy it. And now you have it in Canada.
You can buy it.
Now you can ship it, which is great. So for the Canadians that are listening, because I get a lot of poor Canadians, hey, they always, can I get your product here? I'm trying to order off your website, Karen. And I'm like, no, I can't sell my products in Canada right now. It's not legal. So we're gonna change that. We've got to work around. So that's gonna happen. But this you can get. It ships out of Alberta.
And
So there you go,
yes,
everybody.
well, and we ship all over. We ship in
I
to
can't believe you
14
got in.
countries.
Yeah,
We
that's
we have
amazing.
Great Britain. Oh, they love it in Great Britain. I don't think they get enough copper peptides there. I mean, they really love it there. In
Wow.
Ireland, they love it. I mean, all over. It's really very gratifying, and we ship it there.
So you'll ship it from the
We can
States
ship.
over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we can ship to you too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I better be quiet. Somebody may try to stop
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I know that's what I think too about my own. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to tell
Oh,
anybody. It's just going to happen.
you're going to get it. You're going to get
You're
your
going to get
product.
it.
So
Yeah, exactly.
get it
All
every
right.
day.
Well, thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you coming on the
Karen.
show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.